The tide is turning, and what was once a seller's market is slowly turning into a buyer's market. Having the right strategies will allow you to take advantage of this. Today, we explore how to use your pre-approval as a bargaining chip and the exact strategies and steps which will help you save thousands. And remember, hit that subscribe button to keep up to date all things property and finance. Fully assess pre-approvals. And just to be clear, all the strategies we're talking about in this video presupposes you've got a fully assessed pre-approval. This means the bank you've applied for has completed an assessment on your application, that an actual human has looked over your application, and that the only conditions on your pre-approval is a satisfactory valuation and security. Before making offers on properties, be sure you talk to your banker or broker and have them review the property of interest, so you can be sure that it's within the bank's postcode or security requirements. Here's a few questions you'll want to ask your banker or broker to ensure you've got the right pre-approval. Firstly, has my application been assessed by a bank assessor? And the next question is, if you've got mortgage insurance, has the mortgage insurer signed off on my application? What are the exact conditions of my pre-approval? And the final question is, can I bid at auction with this pre-approval I've received? And if you're looking for a great mortgage broker who can help get you the right pre-approval, then reach out to us here at Hunter Galloway. We're mortgage brokers who help Australia-wide and don't charge a fee for our service. Visit us at huntergalloway.com.au or call us on 1300 088 065. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do to use your pre-approval as a bargaining chip is to reduce, remove, and replace. And let me explain. In many states, it's common practice when you make an offer to include a finance or cooling off period. This serves to protect you, the buyer, in the event that finance falls through. Because you have a fully assessed pre-approval, you'll have three options with this clause. The first option is to remove it altogether. And if you do this, be sure you know what you're getting yourself into. So as an example, if you remove your finance clause, it means that even if the bank doesn't approve your loan, you're locked into the contract, and failing to meet the contract terms would mean you're in breach of this contract. And it could literally mean you're liable for hundreds of thousands of dollars. So only do this if you've spoken to your solicitor or mortgage broker, as it's a big call to make. But if you can make the call, it will work wonders, literally putting yourself in the driver's seat when you're making offers. Option 2 is to reduce, and this is where you'll reduce the terms to as short as possible. And back to the finance clause, an example that's quite often in WA is to include a 21-day finance clause. So in this case, rather than going for standard terms, you'll want to reduce this. And in most cases, if you've got a fully assessed pre-approval, you'd be able to reduce this to as little as 7 days, and it does depend on a number of factors, including whether or not you're paying mortgage insurers, if evaluation is required, and the lender's current processing time. Finally, replace. And this is where you look to replace terms. So back to the finance clause, rather than having one, you could look to replace it instead. And in this case, you could opt for a satisfactory bank valuation clause. This would mean that the only way you exit the contract is if the bank's valuation was lower than the contract price. And a side note here, anytime you're looking to change or add clauses to a contract, it's very important that you get a conveyancer or solicitor to review this. This will ensure that your best interest is upheld and will make sure that any changes are legally binding and achieves the result you're after. What you want to do is you want to repeat this process with all contract terms. So some include deposit, building and pest, settlement, and any special conditions. And let me share a recent story of Dylan and Kennedy, who were a couple that used this technique splendidly. Dylan and Kennedy were first home buyers that spent their first 8 months property hunting, spinning their tires. Before they began the process, they had talked to a mortgage broker who were recommended by their parents. Their broker was very old school and had been doing it for more than 30 years, but sounded like he knew what he was talking about. After this first meeting, their mortgage broker told them that because of their strong financial position, that they didn't need a pre-approval, and that instead that they should make an offer on properties with clauses, ensuring they've got a 21-day finance and 45-day settlement clause. Over the coming months, they found 3 properties that ticked all the boxes, but each time they put their offer in, it was beaten, and not one was accepted. In one case, the agent actually told them that the owners accepted an offer which was much lower than theirs. After talking to their friends about how disappointed they were about losing out on so many properties, their friends passed on a mortgage broker they used, saying to Dylan and Kennedy's that these guys will not only help you with the finance, but they'll help you buy a home. And having not much luck so far, decided to call this next mortgage broker. And this is where I got a call from Dylan and Kennedy. They told me their story, and the first thing I did was explain this exact strategy about how to use the pre-approval as a bargaining chip. From there, we helped Dylan and Kennedy get a fully assessed pre-approval, and once they received this pre-approval letter, they looked to make offers completely different this time. As they were in such a strong position, they decided to remove all clauses but the building and pest clause when they found the next home. Dylan and Kennedy were revitalized with this new strategy, and within the next 3 weeks, they found a property that was perfect, making an offer on a home which was accepted the same day. And this story really hits home about how important pre-approvals are and how they can be used as a bargaining chip. Here at Hunter Galloway, we get home loans approved. So if you're looking for a great mortgage broker, we can help. We serve Australia-wide and don't charge a fee for our service. So reach out and visit us at huntergalloway.com.au or call us on 1300 088 065. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll catch you then.